StraightalLday.com. Get to the show where you learn the discipline to show up day after day to do the work, the confidence to put yourself out there boldly and authentically, and the mental toughness to continue showing up, doing the work, putting yourself out there, even when the success you've expected to achieve has yet to be achieved. And on top of all this, you get a huge dose of personal initiative. Dre, what the hell is that? That is the go-getter energy that moves any one of us, including yourself, to go and make things happen instead of waiting for things to happen. And then we put all this together into a series of frameworks, approaches, insights, strategies, and techniques, all underneath the umbrella of one unifying philosophy. You know what the name of that philosophy is? It's called Work on Your Game. My name is Dre Baldwin, also known as Dre All Day, and welcome to the show. Today's topic is about the money. That's the topic. It's about the money. Before we get into this, let me tell you all something. I send out a text message every morning. Yes, a text message, like those messages you get on your phone that are, for the most part, from the people you get them from, useless, telling you nothing, or sending you some cat meme that is a waste of your time. I send you a message that's actually useful, not useless, useful, because it's guaranteed to have you focused, sharp, and on point to start the day. I even gave it a name. Here's what I call it. I call it the daily motivation. Ask one of your friends. Ask the person around the corner. Everybody's getting the daily motivation except you. So let me tell you what you could do so you can fix that problem and you can get out of the minority, get into the group. Text me right now, my text number, which is 305-384-6894. And every morning when that daily motivation text goes out, starting tomorrow, since you are now part of the group, you should have been part of the group from the beginning, but since you didn't know, we'll cut you some slack, give you some grace. You'll be getting that daily motivation every single day, free of charge, straight to your phone. So just text me right now. So every day when the daily motivation goes out, from now on, you'll be receiving it. Secondly, people ask me, Dre, what else do you do? I mean, do you just do podcasts and write books? Or do you just send out text messages? Is that all you do? Answer is no, that's not all I do. Another thing I do is I had this community. I had this program. I got this university called Work on Your Game University. What do I do there? That is where I do all my coaching. That's where I have my group masterminds. That is where you go to the next step in working with me and work on your game, your work on your game journey. That is where you get physical mailings every month, like the Bulletproof Bulletin, like the Masterclass Black Book. I send those physically out. Yes, physically. If you're watching this on video, I'm gonna show you something. These are labels, the printing labels that I am going to be affixing to some packages that are going out actually today. Actually, they'll go out tomorrow because I'm going to package them up today. They'll go out tomorrow for people who are receiving the Black Book and the Bulletproof Bulletin from the previous month, because we got to finish all the episodes in the previous month before the next one comes out. You get those as a member of Work on Your Game University. You want to get the Bulletproof Bulletin every month. That is a magazine that I write out every single month. That's written materials, not a bunch of pictures. It's written material that I write every month. You want to get that and the Black Book, which is where we transcribe every episode of this very show into written material and put it into a physical book. All you got to do is become a member of the university. Do that by going to workonyourgameuniversity.com. Again, workonyourgameuniversity.com. And all that said, let's get into the topic, which I already told you what the topic is. It's about the money. What's the topic really about? Now, the episode is kind of self-explanatory, and I'll get into, of course, we're going to explain it, but it's about you becoming more comfortable and honest with yourself and others about what you want and what you want to get out of your efforts. And this is due to, the reason I'm talking about this specifically is due to the fact that I talk to many entrepreneurs. Most of the people I work with are entrepreneurs in some way. Everybody I work with is entrepreneurial in mind, even if you are not entrepreneurial in fact. But I talk to people who are entrepreneurial and they tell me the main reason they're doing what they're doing has something to do with finances. And it doesn't even matter how much. I talk to people who are making 50 grand a year, which is about the average American salary, depending on who you ask, is somewhere in that range, who want to make more money. I talk to people who are making 10 times that, $500,000 a year, which is in the top 99th percentile of income earners in America. They want to make more money. All right, so everybody wants to make more money. And again, the people I talk to want to make more money. I'm not saying that's the only thing everybody wants in life, but the kind of people I talk to, they want to make more money. They tell me the main reason they're doing their business, the main reason they're doing their work, the main reason they want to work on their games is because they want to make more money. Now, they may have other things they want to do, or why you want to do all those things. It eventually gets to the point they want to make more money, maximize themselves. I want to reach my full potential. I want to get everything out of myself. Why? What do you want to get from it? Usually something around money comes up. All right, well, so whether it be a dollar amount, whether it be a certain lifestyle you're trying to live, whether it's certain people who you would like to take care of, whether there are certain challenges that you need to handle and money would help, whether it's a way that you want to live, whether it's a mindset that you would like to achieve or something along those lines. People just want to make more money. And I think everybody listening to this wants to make more money, even if that is not your main motivating factor in life. I understand it's not for everybody, but it is for a lot of people. So let's get into it. Let's talk about the money. Point number one. Topic, once again, is it's about the money. What you focus on, you create. Does everybody agree? That you get what you focus on. Now, almost everybody agrees with that principle. Many of us grew up anxious and afraid about money. So this is a challenge. If you grew up anxious and afraid about money, but you agree that you create what you focus on, and you've always been anxious and afraid about money, isn't that a clue as to why you've been challenged with making the kind of money that you want to make, or at least keeping it when you do get it? Would you agree? So if you get what you focus on, and you grew up seeing money, and I'll tell you some of the things that I saw growing up, the community that I grew up in, and the household that I grew up in, money was looked at as a source of worry and fear rather than as a source of abundance and opportunity. Now, I'm not saying that every day my parents woke me and my sister up and told us, hey, we're worried about money, we're afraid about money. It wasn't like that. But if I had to pick, all right, which direction would you say is more close to true about how you learned about money? I'm asking you this question. Was it more worry and fear or abundance and opportunity? Which one would you lean more towards? If you had to, this is a multiple choice question. You had to pick one. The way you were raised around the concept of money, was it more worry and fear, or was it abundance and opportunity? Which one was it? You answer that question. And while you're thinking about it, since most of the people that I saw, and most of the people who I talk to, I talk to people who don't come from the neighborhood that I come from, but most of the people who I talk to, when we get to talking around money, it shows up that it was more worry and fear. And this leads to the poor money mindset that a lot of people walk around with, that sometimes they don't even realize that they have it. Some people never address their poor money mindset, so they don't even realize that they have a poor money mindset. So it's one thing to have a poor mindset around money. Is another thing to have a poor mindset around money and not know it. All right, that's worse, because then you can't fix it. If I know I got a broken leg, I can fix it. If I don't know my leg is broken, I might think, well, this is just how legs are. All right, they're just supposed to work like this. All right, no, that's not the way it's supposed to go. So I talked about rich thinking, poor thinking, and money way back in episode 73. It is linked down below in the description, and also any episode I ever reference, you can listen to it at workwhenyourgamepodcast.com. Then I talked about how your poor money mindset is keeping you broke, more in a more contemporary episode number 2214. If you haven't listened to that one, make sure you do. You have to address any anxieties or fears you have around the concept of money. Money is just paper. If I handed you $1 right now and we just put it on the table and we both just sat there and looked at it, the dollar's not going to do anything. All right, the dollar can't hurt you. If you have a fear or anxiety around the concept of money, that is something that was taught to you. It is not a real thing, but until you address it, that mindset that you have, oh, that is a real thing, because it is really getting in your way of earning the kind of money that you want to earn. It's getting in your way of living the way that you want to live. So this absolutely needs to be addressed. If you're not aware of it, you got to become aware of it. And if you're aware and you're not doing anything about it, well, you got to do something about it. I'm putting it in your face right now to wake you up. So these episodes on money mindset, again, I just told you, episode 2214, will help you at least get started. You have to address this ASAP. ASAP. If money is an important aspect of your life right now, you need to address your mindset around money immediately. When you change the focus, you change what you produce. Again, because everybody agrees that you get what you focus on, right? Okay, so if you change what you focus on, you're going to change what you get. Everybody agree? Good. Focus needs to be not just on a healthy money mindset, but also on how much money you want to make, how you want to make it, rather, why you want to make it, and what you're going to do with it. All of those things matter. All of those are part of the money mindset. Getting comfortable with even having these thoughts, let alone verbalizing these thoughts, let alone taking action around these thoughts, will help you increase the amount of money you generate and the amount of money that you will have to work with, and also the amount of money that you keep. Now, this all sounds a little too simple to be true, maybe to some of you. Some of you are listening to this like, Dre, is it really that simple for me to increase the amount of money that I make, the amount of money I have, what I can do with money, just by changing the way that I'm thinking about money? The answer is yes, it is. If you know anyone who has or seems to have a lot more money than you, or they're able to generate money a lot more easily and consistently and in larger amounts than you do, ask them if this is true. Say, hey, I was listening to this show, this dude named Baldwin, and this is what he said about money. And he said, ask somebody you know who makes more money than you, and you make more money than me. Can you tell me if this is true? I guarantee you they'll say yes. And they'll probably start listening to the Work on Your Game Masterclass. So go do that, and you could help not only verify what I said, but also promote this show, and you can bring those people into this world. This is exactly how it works. Go try it. Change the way that you think about money. You probably may need some professional help with this. You may need some coaching for this. But change the way that you think about money, and I guarantee you, you will be making more money. You will do different things with money. You'll have less worry and anxiety and fear about money, which opens you up to actually receiving the money that wants to come find you. But if you got all these blockages, worry, fear, and anxiety, by the way, are blockages, folks. I don't care what the subject is. It doesn't have to be money. They are blockages that stop you from receiving anything that could possibly want to come into your world. When you remove the blockages, then the good stuff can finally come in. This is what we call addition by subtraction. All right, you heard me talk about that in a recent episode of the show. What episode was that? It was addition by subtraction. That was, I might have talked about it more than once. Episode 2586, addition by subtraction. When you remove the blockages, you automatically make it easier for you to do the things that you were doing. Right? You don't even have to get that much better at what you're doing. You just remove the blockages that were getting in your way. All right, so go ahead and try it. Point number 2. Today's topic, once again, is it's about the money. Number 2, the more comfortable you get talking about and focusing on money, the more money you'll make. This is a very simple concept. Again, I made this episode. I want to make every episode of this show actually as simple as possible. What I do, my superpower here, is I take a concept that many people may look at as complicated, and I break it down and make it simple, which is what I'm doing here. The more comfortable you get talking about money and focusing on money, the more money you will make. Why? Because everybody already agreed with me that what you focus on, you create. Did you change your mind about that? You still agree? What you focus on, you create? Okay, so that's it. See, the poor money mindset causes many people to be uncomfortable talking about money. Many people just don't like talking about money. How many of you were raised, and maybe even to this very day, you are uncomfortable discussing money? Just be honest about it. How many of you are uncomfortable discussing money? I said something a minute ago that I meant to write down as an idea. So I gotta make sure I do it. All right, I wrote it down guys, just so I don't forget. How many of you are uncomfortable talking about money? Many people don't want to feel like they are, quote unquote, only focused on money, because somewhere along the line, someone taught you that talking about money too much or being focused on money too much was somehow sacrilegious, or you were going against your religion, or you were going against the family, or you weren't being wholesome enough, or you weren't thinking about the things that mattered the most enough, and obviously it was something other than money. And these people usually taught you that because they were taught it by somebody, and they were taught it by somebody, and somewhere along the line, someone came up with this idea that having money was somehow a bad thing. So focusing on money is, you're setting yourself up to do bad things. So this is how people end up with poor money mindsets, and a poor money mindset will lead you to being, in a literal sense, broke, because you're afraid to talk about money. You're afraid to think about money. You're afraid to focus on money. You ignore money, money will find somewhere else to be. All right, any of you ever hung around a person and they just seem to be ignoring you, and you just said, all right, let me just stop hanging with this person because they clearly are not paying me any mind? All right, any of you ever had that happen? Okay, that's how money works. All right, you ignore it, it will go find somewhere else to be. You pay attention to it, it will come around, because it likes attention. Money likes attention, and it likes having friends. So if you can make it some friends, then you pay it attention, it will hang around you. Why? Because it just wants attention. All right, so this poor money mindset that you learn from the adults around you about being only focused on money as if that's some kind of bad thing, you have to extirpate that from your mindset. You got to get rid of that. You got to delete that from your frame of mind. And the Bulletproof Mindset course in Work on Your Game University will help you with this. The Sell Yourself course. Also, we have modules inside of Business Builder training that are around money mindset, both poor money mindset and healthy money mindsets. You can get that, again, as a member of the university at workonyourgameuniversity.com. There is nothing wrong with being focused on money, folks, especially if you want to make money. Now, you want to make money, you should probably focus on it. You want to be in shape, you should probably focus on getting in shape. If you want to meet your dream man or woman, you should probably focus on meeting your dream man or woman. If you want to run a marathon, you should probably focus on running a marathon. Anything that you want to do, you want to launch your podcast, you should probably focus on launching your podcast, writing a book. Anything that you want to do, you should probably focus on it, because it increases the likelihood you will actually achieve it, because you are putting the most powerful tool known to man, known as the human brain, to work on a specific task. When you do that, it's like putting a magnifying glass from the sun on something. You melt it much faster. Why? Because you're magnifying the power of the sun. When you put your brain to something and you focus on it, you are magnifying the power of your brain through focus. Remember what I told you focus was in episode 1193. Focus is a force multiplier. So the more you focus on a subject, the better you will get at it, because you are magnifying the power of your brain through focus. Everybody follow what I said there? Did I say that too fast? I need to say it again. I'm not going to say it again, so just rewind it and listen to it again. So there's nothing wrong with being focused on money. All right, if money is the most important thing you need right now in your life, focus on it. If it's the most important thing you want right now in your life, focus on it. If it's not the most important thing, but you would love to have a whole lot of it, focus on it. All right, there's nothing wrong with any of these. Why would you focus on something else if it's not the most important thing? The most important thing is what you focus on. This is called prioritization. All right, everybody's heard that word, right? Priorities. Okay, what's your priority right now in life? Is it money? There's nothing wrong with saying yes. If money is the most important thing, focus on money. I guarantee you'll make more money than if you didn't focus on it. Most important thing, if the most important thing you need right now in life, or want right now in life, is financial resources, that should be your priority. It should be the number one thing you're thinking about and talking about consistently. I mean, it makes sense when I break it down this way, right? This is especially important for you entrepreneurs, especially those of you who are setting the prices and you do the selling in your business. Meaning you choose how much you're selling stuff for, and you're the one who's having the conversations or setting the prices and putting them on your website. This is most important for you, because if you're uncomfortable talking about money, guess what you're going to attract? Let me pause there. What you think about that? Many of you could probably answer the question yourself. What will you attract if you're uncomfortable talking about money? We all agree you attract what you are, right? That the people you bring around you are similar to you. The ideas that you bring into your world are similar to the ideas that you're thinking. The energies that come to you are energies that you already have. We attract what we are, right? Everybody agrees with that. So if you're uncomfortable talking about money and you're a salesperson, what kind of prospects are you going to be talking to every day? Yeah, exactly. You're going to be talking to people who are uncomfortable talking about money. People who are uncomfortable parting with money. People who are worried, anxious, and fearful about money. Why is this? And you may be really annoyed. Like, damn, why am I attracting all these people who are scared about money, worried about money, fearful about money, don't want to talk about money, they always got an excuse about money. Why am I attracting these people? Well, guess what? Look in the mirror. Law of attraction, folks. You become the average of the people you spend the most time around. And another thing about the law of attraction, that's the saying that everybody knows, the cliche, but also you attract people who are similar to you. You are attracting people who are like you. So you ever met somebody and you just seem to connect with them really quickly because there's something about them, or several things about them probably, that are very, very similar to you. That's why you clicked with that person so quickly, because y'all got a lot of things in common, whatever it happens to be. So if you're uncomfortable talking about money, you're going to attract people who are uncomfortable talking about money. They're uncomfortable talking about parting with money because they're talking to someone who's uncomfortable talking about money. And that person is you. Remember, the law of association. You attract who you are, you become who you are, and you become the people who are those you hang with. So you're uncomfortable dealing with money. You are trying to you are going to attract, rather, people who think the exact same way. You are all exacerbating each other's problems. It's like a bunch of people who are all missing the same piece of the same puzzle, and you all get together trying to solve each other's problem, but you all got the same problem. So each of you is doing is making the problem worse for each other, because you all are exacerbating the exact same issue that none of you can fix. This is what happens when you have this discomfort around the concept of money. Point number 3, today's topic once again it is about the money, being honest about it. Number 3, nearly every entrepreneur I speak to is looking to make more money in their business. They're already making some money, they want to make some more money in their business. The biggest impediment for most of them in making money is the mental and emotional trash they have in their minds around the concept of money. There's also contributes to the poor money mindset. So you go to a poor neighborhood, you're gonna see trash all over the place. You go to generally, not all the time, but many of the times, you go to a place where people have a rich mindset around money, There's not a lot of trash around. So I'm kind of drawing a metaphor between the actual physical trash and the mental trash, if y'all didn't catch that. Until that trash gets taken out, that mental trash gets removed, you will continue to have problems. All right, many of you just have a whole bunch of mental trash that is blocking you from the success that you could be creating. This is why money mindset is an immediate and urgent issue that needs to be addressed, especially for entrepreneurs who get to write your own ticket when it comes to money. And when I say write your own ticket, I mean you get to set your own prices. You get to basically decide how much you want to sell your stuff, your services, your products, etc. for. That's called writing your own ticket. If you get to write your own ticket, you got to have a clear mindset around money, because if you don't, you're going to be basically shooting yourself in the foot when it comes to money. So nobody sets the amount of money you make. Like when you work at a job, they tell you this is the salary. All right, the salary range for this job is between this and this. You might get the top range, but they still are setting your price. When you work as an entrepreneur, you set the price. The job is not setting the price. There's no scale. Right? There are people I know who go back to school. I talk to a lot of people, as a matter of fact, who are either back in school or, they went to school, left school, and then they went back to school so they can get a higher degree, because the higher level degree puts you in a position to where a job can pay you more money. I know a lot of people who've done that. I actually know a ton of people who have done that. That's not what I'm talking about here. I'm talking about entrepreneurs. You get to set your own price. You get to name the price. Doesn't matter whether you went to school or not. You can set the price at $1 million if you want for your services right off the top, if you want to. Now, do you have the money mindset to do it, is the question. So you're not on salary. As an entrepreneur, you have unlimited income potential. And that potential is limited by the mindset that you have around money and finance. It is either limited or buoyed by the mindset that you have around money and finances. So what is that mindset? That's a question you should ask yourself. And is there anything about that mindset that is in your way? You need to know. Let's recap today's class, which is, it is about the money. This episode, again, the title is self-explanatory, but we're going to explain as we go deeper into this. And this comes from the fact that I speak to a lot of entrepreneurs who tell me the main thing they want out of their business is something regarding finances. So let's talk about it. Number one, what you focus on, you create. We all agree to this. Many of us grew up anxious and afraid about money. We saw it as a source of worry and fear rather than a source of abundance and opportunity. This leads to a poor money mindset that a lot of people walk around with, and they never address it because they're either unaware of it or they don't know what to do about it. So you have to fix this now that I'm bringing it to your attention. Number two, the more comfortable you get talking about and focusing on money, the more money you will make. All right, there's a symptom of the poor money mindset that people are uncomfortable talking about money. I know a lot of people who were just uncomfortable talking about money. Many of you grew up as kids. You weren't even allowed to bring up money or ask about money around your parents because they had poor money mindsets. They wouldn't even talk about money, let alone were they good at creating, keeping, and multiplying money, because they were scared to talk about it. So you at least got to get comfortable talking about it before you can do all the other things. So there's nothing wrong with being focused on money. If that's your main focus, focus on it. All right, whatever it is that you want, focus on it. You have free will. You are given free will by your creator, your higher being, whoever that happens to be for you, to do whatever you want to do. If you want to make more money, I suggest you focus on making more money. I guarantee you'll make more than when you weren't focused on it. Remember the law of association? You attract what you are. You attract the kind of people who are similar to you. You attract thoughts and energies and outcomes that are similar to the way that you are thinking. Number three, nearly every entrepreneur I speak to is looking to make more money in their business. Actually, I've never spoken to an entrepreneur who was okay with the amount of money that they already had. Not a single one. The biggest impediment for many of them is the mental and emotional trash they have in their minds around the concept of money. In other words, they're like hoarders. You remember that TV show they used to have on, I don't know what network that was on, that TV show Hoarders, where people would just hoard all kinds of stuff, just tchotchkes and garbage that they refused to throw out because they had this mental trash. They had mental trash that led to the physical trash. So the mental trash was, I might use that one day, I might use that, I don't want to throw anything out, I don't want to get rid of anything. They had the scarcity mindset, so they would hoard everything physically, and because they were hoarding things mentally. So when we got over the mental trash, then we get rid of the physical trash. So this is the challenge for many of you. Many of you got a whole bunch of mental trash around money, and it leads to scarcity, a scarcity of actual money. All right, remember, as an entrepreneur, you have unlimited income potential. So the only thing stopping you from reaching that unlimited level of income is your mental garbage. You got to get rid of that garbage. You got to take out the trash. Grab a shovel if you need to. All right, we'll call when they're one of those junk companies that come and haul off all your junk in a big truck if you got a lot of it. Some of you got a lot of it. Some of you got a little, some of you got a lot. But we got to get rid of it either way. With all that said, text me. Tell me the best insight you got from today's class. My number is 305-384-6894. Also, let me know you want to get that daily motivation text straight to your phone every single day. There was somebody sent me I got a funny text from somebody who joined my text community today when I'm recording this. I don't know what I'm going to do with it, but I'm going to make something out of it because it's funny. But anyway, it was actually a funny exchange. This person, I guess they called themselves selling something. But anyway, we'll get into that maybe one day. And if you think I'm talking about you, I might be talking about you, but I've had this happen more than once, so I might not be talking about you. But anyway, another thing is workonyourgameuniversity.com. That is where you get to work with me directly, where you get coached by me, where if you have something to sell, you want to actually make that unlimited income that you had a potential to make as an entrepreneur, you need to join me and Work on Your Game University. And it's not just about income in Work on Your Game University, because the foundation of what we do is about mindset. And then we talk about strategy, systems, and accountability. Notice none of those words is actually money, but we can apply those principles to anything you're trying to do. You're trying to lose weight. You're trying to just be more confident. You want to be more disciplined. You want to be more structured. You want to be more organized. You want to be more consistent in what you're doing. Do you want to make more money? Maybe you want to do all of the above. Work on Your Game University will help you with that. What we help you with is working on your game. So your game could be anything. You may be an athlete, you could be an entrepreneur, you could have a full-time job, you could be a student. Wherever it is that you're trying to improve, working on your game is the process to doing it, and that's why we have Work on Your Game University. So you can join it by going to workonyourgameuniversity.com. Work on your game. Dre all day.